Right now this morning, the Harris and Trump campaigns both preparing for tomorrow's big debate. Coming up, how they're getting ready and why performance could be extremely important for Badgers in our state. Are you unsure if you want to start buying more organic produce at the grocery store? Coming up, we'll break down some of the pros and cons of turning to a more organic diet.
Plus, today, sunny weather is on the way with a whole lot of warmth coming our way, with 90s possible as we get into Wednesday and into Thursday. The possibility of that going back down, though, to mild, well, I'll talk about that once we get into our quick cast.
Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us for News 8 Now this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
It is Monday, September 9th. So hopefully people are buckled in because the roller coaster is going to continue, right?
Yeah, I can feel my belly going up and down, up and down. It's going to do that all the way up to midweek, and then eventually you see by Thursday it'll start to taper off, and then we'll get into some mild conditions going into your weekend. I told you I'd let you know about that. And here it is, Thursday to Sunday. Yeah, we're back into the mild eventually, with temperatures going back from 89 or so all the way down to about 82 to 83 degrees. That being said, let's take a gander here what's going on. This is the clouds and wind over the area right now. We have some clear skies right now, clearly, as you can see, no pun intended, and the winds are fairly calm. We do have some smoke that's still working in the forecast, and normally you'll see this sky tracker here start to get a little bit more gray, and as that happens, that's the smoke that's kind of working its way from west to east to get out of the way, heading towards the Great Lakes. That being said, it'll get out of the way once we get into sunrise time, or maybe even 8 o'clock for that matter. We'll hold on to that exiting smoke and haze. Today it will be mild and pleasant out there. Then tonight we have a 30% chance of showers that tapers off as we gradually go into tomorrow. Here's a look at the smoke right here, as you can see, continuing out. And then eventually you've got your school bus forecast for Eau Claire, 57 degrees for the kids heading off. Once they come back, they're looking at 81 degrees. La Crosse pretty much the same as we go right into the possibility of them leaving for school today, 57 degrees, cool and sunny. And then of course by the daytime, 82 degrees for your high at about 3 o'clock. Be safe out there.
New this morning, the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Office says a deer hunter found skeletal remains in the town of Two Rivers, just miles from where 3-year-old Elijah Vu went missing. The Manitowoc County Sheriff's Office is investigating, working with UW-Oshkosh Anthropology Unit to identify the remains. Authorities have not confirmed if the discovery is related to Vu's disappearance. To the campaign trail now. In less than 2 days, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump will be in Philadelphia, facing off on the debate stage for the first time. CBS News' Carissa Lawson has the update for us.
Vice President Kamala Harris took a break from debate prep for a Sunday stroll with Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff.
Are you ready, Madam Vice President?
Ready. On Saturday, the Vice President greeted shoppers at a spice store in Pittsburgh.
We're going to be fine. We are all in this together.
Yes, we are. Over the weekend, the Harris-Walz campaign also unveiled its policy webpage, outlining proposals on key issues such as the economy, crime, and immigration, just in time for Tuesday's high-stakes debate against former President Donald Trump.
Is anybody going to be watching?
While campaigning in Wisconsin Saturday, the former president hurled insults at Harris and President Joe Biden.
We have the dumbest leaders in the history of our country and the history of the world.
On social media, Trump also falsely claimed there was rampant cheating in the 2020 election and that there could be more in 2024, writing, quote, "When I win, those people that cheated will be prosecuted, which will include long-term prison sentences." It prompted this rebuke from Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff on Sunday.
It's unhinged. It's anti-American. And guess what? We are not afraid.
The latest CBS News Battleground poll shows razor-thin margins between the two candidates in Wisconsin, as well as Pennsylvania and Michigan. The candidates are set to spend time in those and other key battleground states after Tuesday's highly anticipated debate.
Over the weekend, Vice President Harris said she was honored to have picked up the endorsements of 2 prominent Republicans, former Vice President Dick Cheney and his daughter, former Congresswoman Liz. Debate night will bring a special guest to La Crosse, Gwen Walz. The wife of Vice Presidential hopeful Tim Walz is set to host a watch party tomorrow as candidates face off in the debate. The first debate between the two candidates is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Former President Trump held a rally this weekend in Mosinee, Wisconsin. It was his 4th stop to the battleground state of this election cycle. Both parties have made Wisconsin a priority. President Joe Biden that is, was in Westby last week, and Vice President Harris made a stop in Eau Claire in August. Trump said he is going to win the state of Wisconsin come November, a state he narrowly lost in 2020.
And if you can believe it, 59 days from now, we are going to win Wisconsin. We're going to defeat Comrade Kamala Harris. And we are going to win the White House.
The stop in Wisconsin came a day after a New York judge delayed the former president's sentencing in a hush money payment case until after Election Day. In Vernon County, a single vehicle crash left one teen dead and another seriously injured. The sheriff's office reports a 17-year-old lost control of a Ford F-250 on County Road WW in Hillsborough yesterday. The truck struck an embankment and rolled several times. A 16-year-old passenger was ejected and pronounced dead at the hospital. The driver was airlifted to UW Hospital with serious injuries. Police have identified 59-year-old Scott Jenkins as the suspect in a recent fatal shooting in Eau Claire. Jenkins' sister, 56-year-old Michelle, was found dead from multiple gunshot wounds August 29th. After an extensive investigation, police tracked Scott's movements using surveillance cameras. Last Thursday, officers stopped his vehicle on I-90, where they found Jenkins dead from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement has placed a detainer on a suspected Venezuelan gang member arrested in Prairie du Chien. 26-year-old Alejandro Jose Coronel Zarate faces multiple charges, including domestic battery, child abuse, and sexual assault. Police responded to a disturbance on East Wells Street Thursday, where they found a woman and child injured. Zarate was arrested at the scene. The ICE detainer suggests federal authorities believe he may be deported. Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill was detained for a short time by police in Miami Gardens. The team said police stopped Hill, who was driving near the stadium just before last night's season opener game. Tyreek's agent said the player received a ticket for a moving violation, but doesn't know why he ended up in handcuffs on the ground.
I have no idea, for real. No idea. No idea, man. It's crazy. No idea. It wasn't disrespectful. You know, because my mom didn't raise me that way. Didn't cuss. Didn't do none of that.
Police say the officer involved will be reassigned to administrative duties while an internal investigation is underway. Happening now, Pope Francis has arrived in East Timor as part of his longest trip outside of the Vatican. This is the third leg of the pontiff's 12-day four-country tour Southeast Asia and Oceania that started Tuesday. While there, Francis will conduct an open-air celebration of Mass for about 750,000 people tomorrow. Following his visit to East Timor, the 80-year-old Pope will head to Singapore Wednesday. The time now is 6:08. Still ahead on your consumer news, 7-Eleven rejecting an offer to merge with Circle K. The Mega Millions jackpot now stands at $800 million, and recreational cannabis sales are legal on an Indian reservation, despite being illegal in the rest of the state. And recent natural disasters have left insurance companies losing money and homeowners paying more. Coming up, more on the other factors playing a role in the increasing price of insuring your home. For now, we're sending you to break with something in your morning. A male mountain lion cub at the Oakland Zoo is thriving after being rescued last month. This new footage, look how cute he is. This is released by the zoo. It shows Briar playing with toys and zookeepers looking after him. The zoo says he will not be released back into the wild because he doesn't have the necessary skills to survive on his own. Zookeepers say Briar is continuing to grow stronger and smarter as he continues to undergo new challenges given to him by his caretakers. As you start to wake up this morning, leaving you with a quick wake-up call with the Desert Oasis of Las Vegas, Nevada. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is after the break.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Eric Hovde insulted Wisconsin seniors.
Almost nobody in a nursing home is in a point to vote.
What a jerk. He attacked those who are overweight.
Fine, you want to do that? Your health care is going to cost more.
How insulting is that?
He called farmers lazy.
Look at the old physical toil. Now you're largely driving around a tractor.
This guy doesn't have a clue.
Eric Hovde has insulted just about everyone.
What's wrong with this guy?
You just have to get in the seat of a John Deere Gator XUV 835M, not because of the spacious cargo box, or because it can tackle any terrain, not even because it tows up to 4,000 pounds. You just have to get in the seat because something about being this productive just makes you smile.
Visit Tractor Central, take a seat, and see for yourself why nothing runs like a Deere. Start now at TractorCentral.com.
Get an 11% rebate on your roofing project now at Menards. We have an unbeatable selection of Atlas shingles. Castlebrook, Briarwood, and Pinnacle all feature a limited lifetime warranty, up to 130 miles per hour wind warranty, and a super wide design for fast installation. Choose from 20 styles in stock, ready to take home today. Get an 11% rebate on all Atlas shingles right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Transform your home's exterior with our new award-winning collection of steel roofing products at River Valley Remodelers. Our new products offer timeless and traditional shingle appeal with long-lasting durability for our Midwest weather. If you're seeking style and protection for your home, give us a call today or scan the QR code below for a free consult design, and we'll get you exactly what you're looking for. River Valley Remodelers. Improve your home. Build our community.
At Batteries Plus, we know off is not an option. Off means you're late for work or miss a call. Life's busy, you're busy. You need to be on the road, on the water, on the call, or just ready to play on. Batteries Plus has batteries, phone repair, key remote services, and lighting solutions you can rely on. Life's waiting. Power on with Batteries Plus. Visit one of over 700 locations today.
I don't need much, just the chance to work hard and take care of my family. But Biden-Harris and the Washington Democrats have made that tough. Inflation is crushing us. Go to the parts store, the grocery store, the gas station. You feel it everywhere. And what has Tammy Baldwin done? Not a damn thing. She's been right there with them, raising taxes, spending more, backing Biden-Harris, hurting Wisconsin.
I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message.
Well, good morning to you. Again, with the smoke and the haze starting to work out of the area slowly but surely. There's Eau Claire, there's La Crosse. Still, it's trying to stretch out to the Great Lakes and get out of the way. Once that happens, we'll see it kind of exit out. And, of course, we will get into a day of sunshine. And, boy, is it going to be a good-looking day. All right, so the kids heading off to school, 57 degrees with sunshine for Eau Claire. And then once you get into the afternoon, heading on home, you're looking at 81 degrees with pleasant conditions. Yeah, it's a very comfortable day. Yeah, some light winds kind of working through the area there as well. La Crosse doing the same thing, 57 degrees at 7 a.m. for you. And then the sunshine continues all through the day. Really nice day indeed. Everybody else, though, current temperatures right now, we're in widespread 50s. You still have that 45-degree mark over there by Sparta, and they're the ones that has the fog right now, so hence the the cooler air. In fact, you're looking at least now about 8 to about 13 degrees warmer than we were 24 hours ago. That heat's going to continue for the next few days as we continue right through midweek and beyond. We've got the fog and low cloud activity right now as well, but it's not a major issue. It's all about the smoke right now and the haze that really is kind of the issue, and that's almost out of the area. You can see most of the fog is well up to the north of Ladysmith, and of course the smoke and haze and all that stuff is going to be exiting out. So we're still about 12 miles of visibility, not bad. Hey, carry this over all the way through the afternoon and to the evening hours. Check this out. Through the morning hours, you're looking at least a clear day all the way into the noon hour, and it looks pretty nice for everybody, where we're looking at highs of at least 83 degrees, 80 up there in Eau Claire. That's what this map is saying right now, possibly a little bit warmer as we get into the 4 o'clock hour. When I come back, I want to give you a better overview of the rainfall that's coming back into the picture. And that's possibly tonight, and then maybe it may even linger into tomorrow. So stay with us. I'll have more about that for you in just a bit.
In your consumer news this morning, 7-Eleven has rejected a multi-billion-dollar offer to merge with Circle K. The 7-Eleven chain is owned by Japan's Seven & i Holdings, which indicated the $39 billion bid from the Canadian owner of Circle K was too low and that its global business was worth more. Analysts had previously said the combined entity would have controlled nearly a fifth of the U.S. convenience store market. In a statement, Seven & i Holdings said it was open to sincerely consider any proposal in the best interest of its shareholders. Tomorrow is another chance to capture the Mega Millions prize. The jackpot now stands at $800 million after nobody picked the correct numbers once again during Friday's drawing. This will be the game's 7th largest jackpot. The game's biggest win was $1.6 billion last August. This weekend, history was made when recreational cannabis sales became legal on an Indian reservation in North Carolina. Adults 21 and up can now buy pot within the eastern band of Cherokee Indians boundary. A cannabis dispensary first opened last April, but was limited to just medical marijuana. Now, any adult can buy cannabis for recreational use, even though marijuana sales remain illegal in the rest of the state of North Carolina. Climate change and other natural disasters have left insurance companies losing money and homeowners paying more. Adam Dukester has more on the numbers.
Well, most of us see a storm as downed trees and power outages.
I don't think it's a surprise to anybody that the insurance market's a challenge right now.
Aaron Cocking sees dollars, cents, and an unrelenting trend.
The price that we're paying now for our insurance premiums is kind of the direct price that we're paying as a result of climate change. The wind that we're having, the hail that we're having, kind of on an unprecedented level over the last handful of years has just not allowed insurers to catch up.
The result, insurance companies down money 6 of the last 7 years and charging homeowners more to cover it.
We've seen premium increases 20 and 30% per year. They're going to have to continue that trend in order for them to make money.
Insurance expert Mark Kolda says companies are now finding other ways to cut costs.
We've seen that insurance companies are walking back their coverage. They're either leaving the market, they're making it more difficult for policyholders to get their policies, or they are taking a look at the policies and taking back benefits that they used to provide to consumers.
And now in Minnesota, twice as many complaints from homeowners to the state over out-of-pocket costs and denied claims. And with no sign these storms will stop anytime soon, both men say this story should be a sign to read your policy and potentially shop around.
That's it for your morning consumer news. Time now is 6:17. Let's check in with News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett for a look at our forecast.
All right, so we have some temperatures that are warming up. Summertime is back, and of course, eventually we'll turn it right back to a mild well, we'll call it a mild summer. We'll go on the light side of the mild. We'll call it that. Get into this. I want to show you this real quick. Get into this. We have mild conditions coming in. We've got rainfall all the way down to the south still. That's what, 3 weeks of rainfall still holding on. Anything that they get is going to be mostly runoff. We'll hold on to this mild as we go right through Tuesday and into Wednesday. As we roll into Wednesday, you're looking at all of this beginning to clamp down on us. High pressure starting to build up again. And we take a gander here. We get into the warm and humid air coming off the Gulf as the potential for a tropical storm, maybe even a hurricane, starts to make its move all the way onshore, then eventually carries up into closer into areas by Tennessee, and then gets all that humidity back into our area, and we begin to warm up. We'll touch into possibly the low 90s, or at least be near 90 degrees as we finish out for Thursday, and still remain warm going into going into at least into Friday, and then we'll go back into the mild as we go into your weekend. This is one of the culprits right here. This is coming off of the surface. You've got a hurricane possibly coming in as a Category 1 on Wednesday. That starts in the morning and splits off and continues on all the way into possibly either Lake Charles, or it gets over into Lafayette, and that means it's going to bring in some potential flooding into the area there. And I'm talking widespread flooding for most of southern Louisiana, so New Orleans is in that, and extending all the way into portions of the central portion of Louisiana as well. That's going to continue on right through Jackson, Mississippi. They're always known for all that storm activity and potential lightning strikes and all that going on. I used to go to Mississippi State online though, but you're going to be picking up at least Memphis picking up some storm activity and some heavy rainfall, and then all this begins to move up northward, and eventually that humidity starts to play into our weather forecast. That being said, we've got some rainfall potential as we go into the overnight hours tonight, possibly as a 30% chance, and then you'll see as we go through the afternoon, some of it's still kind of holding on by Rochester, then spreading out. A lot of this is going to dry out before it even hits the ground. And you're going to see more of this trying to come back in the afternoon and the evening hours. So we'll call it late afternoon, early evening hours through dinner time, and then the possibility of more of that going to the east of the area and then dropping some rainfall potential. This is the rain amounts possible for today, and you notice there's nothing on there because a lot of that is not going to hit the ground. Most of it may be virga or maybe even just sprinkles. Here's a look at our forecast today. 81 to about 84 degrees today, widespread 80s, and then tomorrow we're still in the 80s. We're touching at least maybe a degree or two warmer with partly cloudy skies because of that potential moisture, we'll call it, coming into forecast. 87 as we get into Wednesday, 89 for Thursday, mostly sunny skies with partly cloudy skies to finish the remainder of the week, all in the mild and the low to middle 80s. Back to you.
Thank you, Art. The time now is 6:20. Still ahead. Are you on the fence about going organic? Coming up in your morning medical news, we'll break down some of the pros and cons associated with switching to more organic products.
Coming up in sports, the Minnesota Vikings making their season debut. All eyes on Sam Darnold as he gets the call for the quarterback. That plus more coming up in the Morning Blitz.
Women need to pay close attention
to what Eric Hovde says about access to abortion.
Hovde's all in about opposing reproductive rights.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
And he wanted Roe overturned.
Do you think Roe versus Wade should be overturned?
Yes. So Eric Hovde is okay with politicians overruling decisions of doctors like me.
My patients worry about what Hovde will take away next.
A vote for Eric Hovde means we'll lose even more control over our lives.
Women Vote is responsible for the content of this ad.
I'm Steve from Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions. If you see condensation here, you could have mold hiding here. You need a trusted window company to replace the window and check for hidden issues. At Clear Choice, we know that your home is your biggest investment, and in a year like this, every dollar needs to be spent wisely. Our team will complete our Weather Guardian 15-step installation process on every job to ensure your home and family are safe before we leave. Call now for free installation and 48 months interest-free financing. Choose Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions or something less.
Arby's is full of choices. Quick, you can get your favorite stuff 3 for $5. Incredible value for a limited time. Reach in and eat whatever you grab. Arby's, we have the meats.
Democrats say everything's great, but when you're on a fixed income struggling to pay for gas, groceries, or medicine, it doesn't feel great.
Biden-Harris created this mess.
And Tammy Baldwin's been right there with them.
25 years in Washington. What's she done?
Raised taxes.
Added trillions in new debt.
And gave stimulus checks to illegals.
I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message.
I'd like a stimulus check.
I'd like you to take out the trash.
Get ready for the holidays and save money during our fall sale at Interior Designs Holman. All of our carpets are on sale. You'll save money and get more for free. Free measuring and estimates in your home. Free furniture moving, even that heavy couch and king-size bed. Free removal of your old carpet and padding, and we'll recycle it. Free life of carpet labor warranty for as long as you own the carpet. All at the lowest prices of the year and 12 months no interest financing. Save money and get more for free during the biggest carpet sale of the year going on now at Interior Designs Holman.
First Warn Weather on News 8 Now.
Welcome to the Morning Blitz. Sunday NFL football is back. No Packer game yesterday as they fell short earlier in the week on Friday, so we turn our attention to the Vikings. Already a tough start to their season as their first-round rookie quarterback is out for the season with a knee injury, so all eyes are on their new quarterback, Sam Darnold. Let's go to New Jersey. There he is. Giants. They would start the game with a field goal, but here comes Darnold. 1st and 10, ball in the 27, and Darnold's going to let it rip in the middle of the field. Has his tight end, that's Josh Oliver, inside the 5. Then 2 plays later, Darnold hands it off to Aaron Jones, and the former Packer is going to take it in for his first score as a Viking, and even gives a nice Lambeau leap for good old times. It's 7-3 Minnesota. Second quarter, Vikings going forward on 4th down, and Darnold finds his man. That's Justin Jefferson, and Jettas gets his first touchdown of the year. It's now 14-3, and it would stay that way until halftime. Second half, Minnesota driving again. Darnold play action. He's going up the sideline. That's Jalen Naylor making the grab, a 21-yard score. Vikings in full control. New York trying to make the comeback, 1st and 10, but Daniel Jones is going to be picked off, and that's Andrew Van Ginkel. Takes it all the way in for 6. Minnesota defense getting some points on the board. Then again in the 4th, Giants need to score, but it's the captain, Harrison Smith, picking it off. And that would be all she wrote. Minnesota, a big win on week 1, 28-6 over the Giants.
One play at a time. But again, just playing with confidence. I think that's the biggest thing. And, because we got a great offense, we got a great system. If I just play on time and do all the things I need to do to execute, we'll be all right.
I kind of saw Justin's face after that drive when we finished it, and I think he felt pretty darn good about who's throwing him the football.
I'm sure a lot of Viking fans are feeling good about who's throwing the football after that one. Darnold finished 19 of 24, 208 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. He was there when they needed him, but Minnesota consistent in that ground game as well. Aaron Jones finished with 14 carries for 94 yards. Vikings move to 1-0 on the year. They'll host San Francisco next week. We've also got some baseball. Brewers in some Sunday action against the Colorado Rockies. First inning, runners at the corners, and Rhys Hoskins gets one through into left. That plates a run. Brewers take an early 1-0 lead, but it wouldn't last long. Freddie Peralta makes a mistake, leaves one over the plate, and Hunter Goodman makes him pay. A deep ball to left. This game is tied at 1. And then in the 5th, 2 men on for Colorado, and this game is going to be blown wide open. Sam Hillard blasts a 3-run shot as the Rockies take this one 4-1. Brewers are in San Francisco starting on Tuesday. We'll end the show with the Twins taking on the Royals. Scoreless in the 5th, but with the bases loaded, Kansas City is going to break the tie. Garrett Mapson, a deep fly ball to left. It's going to be an out, but it's deep enough to score as the Royals take a 1-0 lead. A few batters later, Salvador Perez, dribbler up the third baseline, and not how you drew it up, but it's a run scores. It's 2-0 Kansas City. Nothing going for the Minnesota Bats as they fall in this one 2-0, still with a 4-game lead for the wild card spot. Up next for them, hosting the Angels starting tonight. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
We all know costs are too high, but while corporations are gouging families, Trump is focused on giving them tax cuts. But Kamala Harris is focused on you.
Building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency.
She'll make groceries more affordable by cracking down on price gouging. And she'll cut housing costs by taking on corporate speculators. Middle-class families build America. We need a leader who has their back.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Are your toilets in need of an upgrade? Not only can older toilets be uncomfortable, they can also clog more and increase your utility bills. At Maxwell White, we offer professionally trusted Kohler toilets. Our popular best-selling toilet is the Kohler Highline, available in various heights to provide ultimate accessibility and ease of use. Don't wait. Start enjoying the exceptional power, innovation, and water-saving sustainability of a new Kohler toilet. Trust the toilet experts at Maxwell White. Plumbing done right. Call today.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, you can always find the best brands at the best prices. But for a limited time only, we're offering our lowest prices of the year throughout the store. Like 50-pound bags of Diamond Crystal Bright and Soft Softener Salt, $5.99 each. Lumberjack grilling pellets, buy one, get one half price. These large bags of AgriMaster poultry feed, only $11.99. And all multi-pet dog and cat toys, buy one, get one free. Don't miss your chance to get our lowest prices of the year, only at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
If you've been hurt in a motorcycle accident due to no fault of your own, you need the personal injury law firm of Schwabel, Getz & Sieben.
The best thing we did was call Schwabel, Getz & Sieben right away.
Schwabel, Getz & Sieben will fight for you in getting a fair settlement.
They really were on top of everything. They left nothing to chance.
They took the worry out of the situation. Absolutely recommend them.
Call the personal injury powerhouse Schwabel, Getz & Sieben or visit schwabel.com to receive a free case consultation.
To everyone out there who loves Culver's,
the feeling is mutual. Everything's made fresh.
Everything. Everything.
It's our pleasure.
This is me and my happy place.
I wouldn't trade our Culver's for any other restaurant.
Culver's. Yay! We love our guests.
Love. As much as our guests love us.
This has been my happy place.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
Gas
groceries, school supplies. Everything costs more. Eggs are almost twice as much as they were 4 years ago. Biden, Harris, and the Democrats keep telling us things are better. They aren't better. And Tammy Baldwin is making it worse. Raising taxes, running up debt, voting for spending that's driving inflation. 25 years in Washington and she's done nothing. It's time for a change.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Welcome back. Popularity continues to grow for organic foods. The USDA says consumer demand for organically produced goods has shown strong growth since the 90s. And while going organic may provide some health benefits, there's also a drawback: the cost. Mandy Gaither has more on whether buying organic is worth the extra money.
From fruits to veggies, eggs, and nuts, you can find the word organic on many different foods at the store. But what exactly does that mean?
If produce is grown in soil that has not been sprayed with certain substances like fertilizers and pesticides for at least 3 years before harvest, the USDA considers it organic.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta says reducing one's exposure to those chemicals is important, as he says high pesticide levels in foods have been linked to increased cancer risk, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease, a reason going organic continues to gain popularity. In 2010, an estimated $26.9 billion is estimated to have been spent in the U.S. on organic foods. By 2021, sales reached $52 billion, according to the Nutrition Business Journal. But as demand increases, so does the cost.
So then the question is that organic label really worth it? And the answer is it might be. While the organic label doesn't guarantee you're going to be pesticide free, a Consumer Reports analysis did find most organic items were.
But if you can't afford to buy organic, Gupta says that study shows you can still shop smart and healthy. He says to look for products grown in the U.S.
What they found was that imported products accounted for 65 of the 100 highest pesticide risk items in the study.
The USDA says on average, organic farms have higher production costs than conventional ones, but since prices are higher for organically produced foods, that allows farmers the opportunity to make up for the extra costs of organic farming. Oktoberfest La Crosse has crowned its newest royal family member. Quincy Sykes was named Special Fester at yesterday's ball, held at All-Star Lanes. Sykes says he's most excited for the parades and brats. This tradition, nearly 2 decades old, was started by Ellie Hunt after her daughter's passing.
The smiles and the hugs. That's what makes me do it.
Every year, community members send in nominations to be named Special Fester and join the Oktoberfest royal family. The Hidden Trails Corn Maze in West Salem is now open for its 26th season. This year's theme is Year of the Dragon, featuring a dragon-shaped maze. Visitors can explore 4 mazes, including a children's maze and a mystery-themed one. The 2 largest mazes offer checkpoints and local business coupons. Beyond the mazes, the farm boasts a fun park, yard games, and apple cider slushies.
Wisconsin fall, when the air is crisp, you have pumpkins, the colors in Wisconsin, the corn dries out and freezes, and people come out and just have a good time.
The maze will be open through November 2nd. Kids 4 and under get in free. Admission for 5 and up is $13. The Mississippi Valley Conservancy is offering a fun guy education experience. Landowner and board member, and probably fun guy too, Fred Kirshner hosted a guided mushroom foray in his Reedstown property. This annual event teaches participants about local mushroom varieties, with the crucial focus on distinguishing edible from inedible species.
I think meeting the people and all the things that I learn when I participate in them.
Head to news8000.com to learn more. La Crosse is welcoming fall with a charitable twist. True North Chiropractic's 4th annual Harvest Fest is raising funds for local organizations, including the Hunger Task Force. Last year's event collected about $1,000 and more than 600 non-perishable food items. Organizers are aiming to surpass those numbers this year.
Our mission is to enhance lives, and there's no better way to enhance the lives of our community by being out here throwing a big event, and we know that this community definitely has a lot of hunger in it, people struggling with that, so we partner with the Hunger Task Force each year to give back and help support that need.
Attendees enjoyed live music and supported local vendors. They were also encouraged to bring food items or donate money to enter a raffle. The Kiwanis Club of La Crosse is marking a major milestone. Its Day of Fun for Everyone event celebrates its 50th anniversary this year. Train Park hosted the festivities, offering food, games, and prizes. This event is part of the club's efforts to raise funds for children's causes.
I think what keeps me coming back is knowing that I've made an impact in helping others and helping them have a fun day and giving them a good reason to come back also.
He adds one of his favorite memories was taking a hayride at Copeland Park and meeting new people there. The National Weather Service is teaching the public about weather forecasting. This weekend, it hosted a free open house in La Crosse featuring the Wafer Food Pantry, collecting non-perishable food donations. A meteorologist there acknowledged the complexity of weather prediction.
I think it would be nice if people just understood the complexity of weather forecasting. You know, we do all we can to try to get the forecasts and the warnings as accurate as we can, but there are still things about the environment and about the atmosphere that we don't fully understand.
Attendees had the opportunity to meet with that local National Weather Service meteorologist, learn about the process of issuing thunderstorm and tornado warnings, and view displays of emergency vehicles. The time now is 6:36. Here's News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett to tell us what to expect on our Monday morning commute.
All right, how about some sunshine, some haze, maybe a little smoke heading out of the area? Yeah, that's going to happen for your morning commute this morning, and once it gets out of the way, we got the sunshine on the way. We're looking at a mild day with, of course, pleasant conditions. Temperatures will be mostly in the low 80s to around the middle 80s possibly, and of course we've got a 30% chance of showers coming in overnight, and they may linger all the way into tomorrow too, but we may not see anything hit the ground. Hey, take a look here. We've got some 40s all the way up to at least some upper 50s in there for you, around 59 degrees, just about to touch 60 for La Crosse. Temperatures are at least 8 to about now 14 degrees warmer than they were 24 hours ago. So the heat is building, and as we go deeper into the week, we're going to see humidity starting to work in our forecast as well. Fog is out there right now, but really not a major issue. Most of it is really well up to the north. That's where our hazardous fog is right now. Sky Tracker, as we take it right through the morning, you're going to be seeing the possibility of all that sunshine. Of course, the smoke and haze is going to get out of the way. You're going to see eventually that this begins to clear out, and we have a nice looking day in store for us as we hold on to at least temperatures getting in the noon hour widespread in the 70s, picking up to the low 80s as we finish out the afternoon. Let me just finish with this as we go right into it here. Okay, we'll finish and hold it off right about here. You're going to see by 6 o'clock you're looking still at those 70s in the picture for your forecast. That's your forecast for the day. I'll have more about this coming up for you in my next weather.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, Emerson is turning 8 months old today. She loves to eat and is seen as the boss of the family.
I have one of those too. Daisy is turning 8 years old. She loves going for bike rides, hiking the trails, and going camping.
How about Kian, turning 8 years old today? He enjoys Pokemon, Legos, and drawing.
And Emery is also turning 8. She loves performing, gymnastics, playing softball, and going fishing. See,
right
she has a fish right there.
That's cool, right? Elaine is turning 88 years old today. She loves to spend time with her family, solving word searches, and playing bingo.
If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
Yeah, that's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
Coming up, the CDC warns suicide is one of the leading causes of death in this country. Coming up, this week's Mindful Monday, we'll take a close look at a few ways you can help someone struggling this Suicide Prevention Month.
Chart your career with a fabricator position at Chart Industries. Starting wage up to $30 per hour with no experience necessary. Excellent pay and awesome benefits. Apply now at jobs.chartindustries.com.
We know Wisconsin workers can get the job done.
But China has been taking our jobs.
For years, our government built America's infrastructure with Chinese iron and steel. I said that's gotta change.
Tammy Baldwin wrote the law to make sure American projects were made with American iron and steel.
Now we're getting more work in Wisconsin.
With Wisconsin workers.
Tammy Baldwin stood up to China and our government.
She got the job done.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
You just have to get in the seat of a John Deere Gator XUV 835M, not because of the spacious cargo box, or because it can tackle any terrain, not even because it tows up to 4,000 pounds. You just have to get in the seat because something about being this productive just makes you smile.
Visit Tractor Central, take a seat, and see for yourself why nothing runs like a Deere. Start now at TractorCentral.com.
Women need to pay close attention
to what Eric Hovde says about access to abortion.
Hovde's all in about opposing reproductive rights.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
And he wanted Roe overturned.
Do you think Roe versus Wade should be overturned?
Yes. So Eric Hovde is okay with politicians overruling decisions of doctors like me.
My patients worry about what Hovde will take away next.
A vote for Eric Hovde means we'll lose even more control over our lives.
Women Vote is responsible for the content of this ad.
Improving your home, improving your life with new windows. If you are tired of old windows that don't open or close properly, that are drafty and cold, that are rotting and falling apart, your life can be better. Enjoy comfort, convenience, and peace of mind with new windows. Feel good when your home looks great inside and out. Call or visit the board store for a prompt free estimate. Get more for less today and every day. The Board Store, 524 Copeland, La Crosse.
Leave the gate open and it's chaos. Biden and Kamala opened America's gate, abandoned the Border Patrol. In came over 8 million unvetted illegals and a fentanyl crisis endangering families.
Let's go. I'm Derek Van Orden, and after spending 26 years as a Navy SEAL, I'll do anything to protect your grandchildren and mine. I know how to defend this country. So let's secure the border and save America. I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
Chart your career with a fabricator position at Chart Industries. Starting wage up to $30 per hour with no experience necessary. Excellent pay and awesome benefits. Apply now at jobs.chartindustries.com.
All right, as we go into the day, once again, I want to show you your current temperatures. Holding on to this right here, holding on to at least widespread 50s and some 40s out there. Morning. Well, we've got exiting smoke and haze. It's almost out of the area. It's heading out to the Great Lakes today. Mild and pleasant conditions. At least 30% chance of showers coming in overnight, and they may linger going into tomorrow as well. Take a look here. Current temperatures 50s widespread with a 45 still by Sparta because they have the fog low cloud activity. Your temperature range holding on. We're at least about 5 or so, now 2 to about 13 degrees warmer than we were 24 hours ago. Fog's not an issue for us right now. Mostly at dense fog is well up to the north of Ladysmith. Highs today are looking at 81 to about 84 degrees possibly in your forecast today with a whole lot of sunshine. And then we get into at least that sunshine I can show you here as we get into it for the morning hours all the way into the noon hour. We're looking at 61 to about 75 degrees. Very nice, very pleasant. The coolness gets out of the way. We get into some middle 70s. You'll see that for La Crosse, around 76 degrees by the noon hour. And we're going to also be seeing, over the next several days, we're going to be seeing warmer air come in, especially from the Gulf as humidity begins to build up. And that means humidity is going to work its way in. We'll go from mild to warm going through at least Wednesday into Thursday. And then possibly we'll hold on to that into Friday with the warmth, and then eventually it gets out of the way. What I'm looking at right here for you now, as we go into the overnight hours, rainfall sneaks in across the Mississippi. We'll see if that even touches the ground because it's not looking too good for that at all. In fact, you're going to see a little bit of rainfall well to our east. We may not see any rainfall hit the ground, mostly maybe a spotty shower or two. There's a look at that rainfall I just showed you all the way down to the south. You're going to be picking up, again, a huge ridge of high pressure. You're going to get an area of low pressure here because of Tropical Storm 6. That may come into fruition today. Right now, it is just potentially a tropical storm. That'll turn into a hurricane. That'll make its move going towards Galveston, Texas, then eventually moves away from Galveston and starts going going towards Lafayette and, of course, Lake Charles in Louisiana. That's on the western portion of Louisiana, and that will continue on making an onshore push as we go into Wednesday, Thursday. Then all of a sudden, all that plume of humidity starts to work into the Midwest. That brings in more moisture, that brings in humidity and uncomfortable nature where temperatures could hit the low 90s. Yeah, that's going to stick around. You can see as we go through the next few days, and away we go. 84 degrees today, 85 for tomorrow, 87 for Wednesday. Thursday, you're looking at least 89 degrees with 86 on at least for Friday, and eventually we have those mild 80s coming into the picture. Back to you, my friends.
September is Suicide Prevention Month, a time to raise awareness and offer hope. According to the CDC, suicide is a leading cause of death in the United States. Here to discuss this critical issue is Great Rivers 211 Director Carla Lundeen. Welcome, Carla. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're happy to see you. So mental health was recently identified as a top concern in a recent Compass Now report. So how can people, get help, or even just knowing what resources are available? Sometimes people have no idea. So what should we know?
Well, one of the great things, or the good news is that resources are available in our community. And Great Rivers 211 is a great place to find those resources. We're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. People can reach out to us to get connected with resources related to mental health and wellness, but other things in their community as well. So we are a great resource for that.
So I had a friend who actually was part of something like this as well. And the thing is that puzzles me, how do you realize if someone is like in a suicidal state on the phone?
Yeah, that can be challenging. Our community resource specialists, those are the folks that do the work, because when you connect with 211, you get a live human, which can be different from other times when you reach out to folks, right? So you get a live human who's trained in doing assessments, asking good questions, and when people want to talk about it. They reach out to us for a reason. They want to talk about it. They're looking for something, and our call specialists are really, really good at connecting and asking those those good questions and asking that second follow-up question too.
Right.
Because sometimes it is hard to open up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And sometimes it might be easier to open up to a stranger on the phone, right? Yeah. And so is it just 211 that you dial from your phone, or how do people get access to?
So there's a couple different ways. 211, yes, dialing 211 from your phone. Actually, there's a 211 center in 98% of the United States.
Okay.
So if you live in San Diego, or if you live in La Crosse, or you live in Houston, Minnesota, or Houston, Texas, you can call 211 and get your local 211 center.
Great.
You can also reach us by text, by texting your zip code to 898-211. We're available by chat, and we're also available just to search on our website as well.
Okay. And is that available 24/7?
It is available 24/7 for calls, so dialing 211, or texting 211 as well.
All right. So what are the misconceptions about suicide?
So there's some misconceptions that I think are still hanging on to this day, and you think we'd get past them, but they're still there. The biggest one being is if we talk about it, like if we ask somebody, are you thinking of killing yourself? Like, we're going to put that idea in their head, and that's not true. They're already probably thinking about it. We are just opening the door to have a conversation. So that's one of the biggest misconceptions is I think people, and it's a hard conversation to have. It's a hard question to ask.
For sure, yeah.
So being brave and asking somebody that question, if you're concerned, if you're seeing changes in their behavior, or something in your gut is saying something's not right, ask that question. That's one of the biggest misconceptions is people feel like, oh, I'm going to plant that idea.
Yeah, I was like that. I had a friend at work that was different the next day, right? And then it's like, hey, you okay? What's going on? I'm just having a little issue, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, issue with what? Well, then the question stopped. I mean, the answer stopped, that was it. And then the next day she didn't come to work. And then her mom just said she's just no longer with us anymore.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Like, wow, yeah.
Yeah, that is really hard. And, we as friends, family, neighbors, just asking that question, opening that door, and then giving ourselves grace, because sometimes we're going to be helpful and we're going to make that difference, and sometimes we're not. We have to take care of ourselves too, and just realize that, we're part of this community and we're part of helping people, but sometimes we do all that we can, and sometimes we just can't help.
Yeah, so it's okay to ask for help, and it's also okay to ask if someone needs help, right? Okay, great to know there.
That's the biggest thing. Ask the question, and let them know they're not alone. Let them know that there's somebody there.
For sure. Okay, Carla. Well, thank you so much for sharing this important information with us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me and having this discussion.
No problem. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
Donald Trump's back, and he's out for control.
I would have every right to go after them.
Complete control.
I will wield that power very aggressively.
And he has a plan to get it.
Detailed plans for exactly what our movement will do.
It's called Project 2025, a 922-page blueprint to make Donald Trump the most powerful president ever. Overhauling the Department of Justice, giving Trump the unchecked power to seek vengeance, eliminating the Department of Education, and defunding K-12 schools, requiring the government to monitor women's pregnancies, and severe cuts to Medicare and Social Security. Donald Trump may try to deny it, but those are Donald Trump's plans.
Well, revenge does take time, I will say that. And sometimes revenge can be justified.
He'll take control, we'll pay the price.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
At River Valley Remodelers, we know that the bathroom is the most personal space in your house. That's why we don't come in with preconceived ideas or cookie-cutter installs. We'll sit down and talk with you about your needs and dreams. Whether it's a tub or shower or an entire bathroom design, we'll take the time to talk with you and get things just the way you want it. For a limited time, get a free shower door or a color upgrade with your shower purchase. So let's talk about the most personal room in your house. River Valley Remodelers. Improve your home, build our community.
Democrats say everything's great, but when you're on a fixed income struggling to pay for gas, groceries, or medicine, it doesn't feel great.
Biden-Harris created this mess.
And Tammy Baldwin's been right there with them.
25 years in Washington. What's she done?
Raised taxes.
Added trillions in new debt.
And gave stimulus checks to illegals.
I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message.
I'd like a stimulus check.
I'd like you to take out the trash.
I'm not old enough to vote yet, but I learned how 1 out of 6 of us will someday be raped. So please, think about me when you vote. I learned how our freedom to have an abortion was taken away, even in cases of rape or incest.
Even to travel to get an abortion.
Please, think about me. You know who got rid of Roe v. Wade. Now women are being refused life-saving care at hospitals. And politicians are trying to ban birth control. Please, think about me. My parents call me their miracle daughter because I was born with IVF.
But IVF could be banned too.
Do they think we're less than human? Do they think we can't make decisions about our own bodies? About our own lives? When you vote, please think about me.
And me.
And me. Because the politician who got rid of Roe v. Wade, he couldn't care less.
Party. We all make this show together. You guys, this is our show. You just never know who you're gonna meet here. Let's make everyone's day a little brighter.
Weekdays at 3 on News 8.
Welcome back. It's 6:52. Time for your morning news now. New this morning, the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Office says a deer hunter found skeletal remains in the town of Two Rivers, just miles from where 3-year-old Elijah Vu went missing. The Manitowoc County Sheriff's Office now investigating, working with UW-Oshkosh's anthropology unit to identify the remains. Authorities haven't confirmed if the discovery is related to Vu's disappearance. In Vernon County, a single vehicle crash left 1 teen dead and another seriously injured. The Sheriff's Office reports a 17-year-old lost control of a Ford F-250 on County Road WW in Hillsborough yesterday. The truck struck an embankment and rolled several times. A 16-year-old passenger was ejected and pronounced dead at the hospital. The driver was airlifted to UW Hospital with serious injuries. Police have identified 59-year-old Scott Jenkins as the suspect in a recent fatal shooting in Eau Claire. Jenkins' sister, 56-year-old Michelle, was found dead from multiple gunshot wounds August 29th. After an extensive investigation, police tracked Scott's movements using surveillance cameras. Last Thursday, officers stopped his vehicle on I-90, where they found Jenkins dead from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Debate night will bring a special guest to La Crosse. Gwen Walz, the wife of vice presidential hopeful and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, is set to host a watch party tomorrow as candidates face off in Philadelphia. The first presidential debate between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Trump is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Former President Trump held a rally this weekend in Wisconsin, his fourth stop in the battleground state of the election cycle. Both parties making Wisconsin a priority. President Biden was in Westby last week, and Vice President Harris made a stop in Eau Claire last month. Trump said he is going to win the state of Wisconsin come November, a state he narrowly lost in 2020.
And if you can believe it, 59 days from now, we are going to win Wisconsin. We're going to defeat Comrade Kamala Harris. And we are going to win the White House.
The stop in Wisconsin came a day after a New York judge delayed the former president's sentencing in a hush money case until after the election. Oktoberfest La Crosse has crowned its newest royal family member. Quincy Sykes was named special fester at yesterday's ball, held at All-Star Lanes. Sykes says he's most excited for parades and the brats. This tradition, nearly 2 decades old, was started by Ellie Hunt after her daughter's passing.
The smiles and the hugs. That's what makes me do it.
Every year, community members send in nominations to be named special fester and join the Oktoberfest royal family.
All right, today we're looking at skies to be sunny, clear. We'll hold on to temperatures widespread in the low to middle 80s. Now, once we get into the evening, there is a 30% chance of rainfall that may carry over overnight tonight and possibly return again for Thursday, going into tomorrow. We have the outlook for the heat is going to stay with us not only for this week, but possibly into next week as well. We'll see 90s back in the forecast. Here's a look at what it'll feel like going into at least Wednesday. That being said, take a look at your forecast. We're going to trend warmer as we go right through Thursday and then start to cool it on down, going back into the lower 80s for the weekend.
All right. Well, have you ever heard someone tell you they'll do something when pigs fly? Today is the day to celebrate that. It's National When Pigs Fly Day. They really have a day for everything, huh?
They do.
The unusual holiday is a nod to the phrase that typically describes something that'll never happen. This surprising day was founded 4 years ago. To honor the day, make sure you think outside the box, wish upon a star, or attempt something you think is impossible today. A good day to buy a Mega Millions lottery ticket.
Yes, it is. It was a good day to do that the other day, too. And why I didn't win, I don't know, but I'm going to have a talk with the man upstairs, and I'm not talking to our boss up here.
Well, on this Pigs Fly Day, maybe buy yourself another one, right?
I'll do that. I have a friend that has a pig. A huge pot.
Does it fly?
I'm not telling you.
Stay with us. Sorry, don't stay with us. We'll see you back here at noon. Have a great Monday.